Okay, so picking back up where we left off, and I do apologize for the fractured approach because you may remember what we're looking at is actually brief exercise 9-35, which is the preparation of the sales budget. And this is the Excel file from class that we started. And so this continues on into the production budget um, and into we're going to go as far as direct materials purchases and direct labor. All right. Um, and so we're going to pick up there with brief exercise 9-36. And I'm going to drop it in here below. As usual, I will post this Excel file for you to use and download um, for your benefit. All right. Okay. So the problem continues. Tulum Incorporated makes Mexican chocolate mix. In the first 4 months of the coming year, Tulum expects the following unit sales. And it gives you the unit sales for January, February, March, and April. All right. Scroll a bit. Okay. Tulum's policy is to have 20% of next month's sales in ending inventory. On January 1st, it is expected that there will be 1,300 boxes of chocolate mixture on hand. Prepare a production budget for the first quarter of the year. Show the boxes that should be produced each month as well as the quarter in total. Okay, so let's get going with this. I'm going to borrow some of my formatting and then just make appropriate changes. Obviously, this is the production budget. All right, for the first quarter. All right. So the top line, the first thing we're concerned with is the bottom line from the sales budget. So we'll just plug in sales. And I say bottom line. Actually, we're going to start with sales in units. All right. All right. Um, all right, and we'll just take a sum for the quarter in total. All right. Okay. Now, in addition to sales for that quarter, we want to also add to that the desired ending inventory because the problem tells us that the policy is to have 20% of the following month's sales in inventory, in ending inventory. All right, which makes sense. Um, one for fluctuations in sales, since these are projections, but also um, you, sales that might occur at different spikes throughout the month, so you want to have make sure that you have inventory on hand to fill sales orders as they come in. All right, so desired ending inventory is 20% of the next month's sales. So for our purposes, in January it's 20% of February, or 4,000 units. It'd be 20% of March sales in February. All right, and we see that this 20% of that number gives you 6,000. Now for March, we want to be careful not to just take 20% of the quarter total, but the problem does give us April sales right here. All right, 31,000. All right. and we'll take 20% of that number. All right. And if a problem does ask us to do a quarter column as we're doing here, we want to be careful not to just add ending inventory across, because that would throw us off. The ending inventory for the quarter is the ending inventory for March, because March is the last month in the quarter. So whatever inventory on hand is on hand at the end of March is also the ending inventory for the quarter. All right. All right, and adding these two numbers, total inventory need. All right, and we will do this all the way across. All right. Now, since we're adding desired inventory, we need to back out beginning inventory. All right. Now the problem gives us beginning inventory right here, $1,300 units, I should say. So we can just drop that in there. We don't have to compute it or anything. It's given information. All right. Going forward, for instance, February, well, the beginning inventory in February is the ending inventory in January. So we can just plug that and do the same for March. March's beginning inventory is February's ending inventory. And for the quarter as a whole, the first month in the quarter, the beginning inventory in January, since January is the first month in the quarter, is also the beginning inventory for the quarter. So we'll just take that and plug it there. All right. Okay. So the difference between these two numbers is the units that need to be produced, and that's an important number because that's the number that production that's going to need to be produced or manufactured. All right. Okay. And just like that, we have a production budget. And this is valuable because it tells us in February production needs to produce 24,700 units. 22,000, or let me say that again, I think I said February. In January, 24,700 units would need to be produced. In February, 22,000. And the number of units to be produced for the quarter in total. All right, so this helps plan for production. All right. So we'll stop here. We'll be back in a different video for the direct materials purchases budget.